hours, as the mayor says. I think it's the right way to go. Bring it back next week. I don't think it'll take too long, and say, okay, there it is.
Remember, we have a short turnaround for the next council meeting. That's
Well,
all I want to
I mean,
say.
you know the timelines, whatever the timelines work for you.
Wednesday.
Yeah, like,
The reports have to be in by Wednesday.
No, but
next
it could
Thursday.
be the 22nd of May or whatever.
So the meeting, not bring it back to the one after the second, so okay, the second meeting in May.
okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, I want to, if that's the direction that you want me to go through them in depth and see what we don't have in ours.
There's,
That's,
Yeah.
it just will take time because, yeah, you're right, the North Perth one is very, so is ours, but I mean, yes, it does cover a few different things.
Yeah.
so,
Can I just intercede one more? There may be things in the North Perth that are we're not allowed to do. I just want to caution council, because I did go through it and I went, okay, I mean, the province is the approval authority for these projects. We need to be clear about that. But we'll put them in and council can have a big discussion.
Councillor also seconded it, so I'll give him a chance to speak again. Because he really wants to, I know.
Okay, all I'm gonna say to the planner, to her point, is very simple, is what Carol did to us in the November report, which was preceded by some drafts. She basically pointed out that there were things that she looked at that legally under the Green Energy Act we were not allowed to do. She pointed that out to us. If we wanted to follow the ways and means that other municipalities have and decide to tilt at windmills, sorry to use the expression, Mr. Mayor, but the fact of the matter is, legally, she pointed them out to us. So I think that's a really, just to give us the indication that you know, they've gone down that road, but maybe it's not gonna hold up in court, because we've had reports that say that certain ones, certain Wainfleet, et cetera, they're not being held up, right? So I think if we continue down that street, that would be, that's what Carol's been doing, right? So it would be no different, but.
So we've had the discussion.
As the mover, just to support what you're saying, the planner will know, it's incumbent upon us to go through it too, to look at your next revision, and for us to go through and if there's something that I think North Perth has that we don't, you can explain to me, well, we can't put that in, because in Councilor Russell's point, it is in contravention of the Green Energy Act. So at least this way, we've got due diligence, we're not gonna be picketed, and you know what, we're gonna.
So we need a motion, we've had the discussion, if there's anyone else to discuss, we need a motion that we direct our staff to take the points out of the North Perth, combine it with ours, bring back a draft report for council consideration. Councillor Scott, and second by Councillor Russell. All in favor of that? It's carried. Thank you. Okay. 8.6. There's a recommendation on page 125. Deputy Mayor Day.
Yes, I'll move that recommendation.
Move the recommendation. Street dance. Second by Councillor Cook. Questions on that? Councillor Russell?
I'm going to speak against this. I mean, I remember when I went on council, somebody said that policies are made for guidelines and it's for council to make exemptions to it. And I represent this area, and this is the biggest fundraiser of the year. The fact is, it probably does rain. I mean, it's August. The reality is, one more hour, it might make a difference. But it is the biggest fundraiser, and I think what they're asking for is not major. But of course, it breaks the policy. So it's our job to look at things in a fair way and say that when we have volunteers who are doing hard work to do something, and this is their big fundraiser for the year, these groups, not just one group, this is quite a few groups, that I think this is where we have to sit back and say, okay, it's 1 hour. It's not like we have a party on the main street of Bedford every weekend. It's once a year. So I'll speak to that way, because I think we can make an exemption, but obviously the motion does not say that.
Councillor Scott?
When I look at something like this, and I look at the amount of volunteers we have in our area, and the fact that they do contribute to well, that this is a skating club, they bring children in, they do things with them, and they're asking for an hour, I kind of go in the same direction
so now we're good. And we seem to entertain exemptions to our policies, don't we? We never seem to be hard and fast, we always seem to entertain exemptions, so I can't support the motion.
So you can't,
I cannot support it.
as the mover, I'll let you speak to it.
Yes, well, the report is quite clear, and I appreciate one sentence particularly. It's a key sentence that says that this policy of limiting serving of alcohol beyond 1 o'clock in the morning, which they want to extend to 2 o'clock, was put in place so the municipality could restrict serving hours in the hope of preventing over-serving at events located on municipal property and limit the potential liability exposure. And I think that's the key issue. I mean, why would you have to extend beyond 1 o'clock? They can all purchase their alcohol up to 1 o'clock and stay until whatever time they want in the morning, right? So I think, well, they just can't, they can't purchase it beyond.
45 minutes to 30 minutes.
Okay, 45 minutes afterwards. Okay, so being able to stay at the party till 1:45 in the morning seems reasonable to me. And they can have sort of plenty of alcohol during that time and still limit the risks and liabilities of the municipality. I think the policy is there for a good reason, and I think it'd be foolish of us to make an exemption in this when people's lives are at risk.
Anyone else that does not? Councilor Cook?
Oh, I guess just to go on, not to go on with exactly the same thing, but we have other ballparks, we have other events that go around the municipality, they want to do it once a year also, that want to raise money for their groups. So how many exemptions do we want to put in place? Our policy is 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock should be cutoff time. There's other groups around that probably have some exemptions more than that can be had. We have the Grand Beach area, how we want people down there. I think it's 1 o'clock should be the norm. It works. Plus it's our staff overtime on top of that too. So.
Anyone else? Well, Councilor Blair?
I would just agree with Councilor Cook. Again, it's 1 o'clock. There's ample time to get people in ahead of time. If it's going to rain, tent rentals are available. I would have to agree with the policy that remains.
Okay. All in favor? You want a recorded vote? All those in favor of the recommendation which confirms the 1 o'clock and denies the request for extension? All those in favor? Those opposed? Motion's carried. .7, Rotary Park Spray Pad Project is a motion to receive the report for the purpose of providing council direction to staff. This is regarding the spray pad. Councilor Watson. That we received the report to provide direction to staff.
That we're going to now discuss the direction.
Okay. Second by Councilor Scott. All in favor of that? Okay, how do you want to direct staff on this report, Councilor Scott?
I'd like to have staff go ahead and get the full. I'd like to see it happen, and I understand that the missing $1,500 has now been funded towards the group, so I'd like to see us direct our Director of Community Services to go ahead and start the process.
So you're saying that we proceed with the project and accept the rest of the fundraising may not come in, and that's,
We also have the
There's a little-
service fund that has been in existence for a number of years, and if they're a little short this year, they'll provide it next year, I'm sure.
I realize that. I don't want to.
If I can speak to that, Bill. The funding is there, okay, for the budget that Brent brought in. The report that you have is showing $50,000 deficit. We know that has been covered, with the collections at Foodland. There's a motion going to the Optimist Club tonight that I'm reasonably sure can be passed for the Optimist Club to set aside a $5,000 contingency. If something doesn't show up, we've got it covered.
So a seconder for the motion that we proceed, Councilor Bonsky. And then we'll start with the process of bidding and get it on. All in favor of that?